Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, I guess welcome to my channel. I'm Kirtana and I love to talk about books. So today's video, as you've probably already guessed from the title, is gonna be my January reading wrap-up. So this is gonna be our first reading wrap-up of the year, guys. I'm so excited. Also, on side note, like I just sat down to film this and I realized out of all the books I read in January, I don't have the physical copy of even one book. Like, I have no physical books to show you guys, which is okay because I kind of read mostly on my Kindle or from the library. But the problem here is, can you see like this stack of books? Most of them I have not read. So I did not read a single book that I own in January, which means I didn't read anything from my physical TBR, and that is just insane. Okay, I need to do something about this because I need to bring down my physical TBR. It's just growing. And also February is like my birthday month, so I'm very sure I'm going to be buying a lot of books this month. I definitely need to do something to like reduce the size of my physical TBR. But I digress. Let's get back to the point, which is this is going to be our January reading wrap up. I read a total of 9 books in January, and this is just going to be like my quick sort of review on what I thought of each of them, would I recommend them, and so on. So to start off with, I read Watch Your Back and You're Next by Tate James. This is books 2 and 3 in the Devil's Backbone trilogy. I read book 1, which is Dear Reader, last year, and since I finished Dear Reader, I put books 2 and 3 on hold in the library, and I finally got it like in the beginning of this year, so I dove straight into it. So this trilogy is White Shoes. It's also a dark romance and sort of like a romantic suspense. So this follows 4 main male characters and 1 female main character, and it is set in a university and has sort of a secret society going on. I cannot tell you much more about books 2 and 3 because it'll kind of spoil the series for you, so I'm not going to tell you much more, but my thoughts. So Watch Your Back, which is book 2, I gave 4 stars. I really enjoyed this. Like, it was so fast paced, and the plot twists in this, oh my god, like the cliffhanger in this book drove me insane. Like, I needed the next one immediately. I was hooked. This book also had like more of the White Shoes element than the first book, and I'm not a huge White Shoes girly, but I still really enjoyed this. It kept me like very intrigued. The plot was really fast. Everything was amazing about this book. I gave it 4 stars, like I said. But then I picked up You're Next, which is the 3rd book, and this was just a huge disappointment for me. I gave this book 2 stars. I honestly wish I had stopped reading at book 2 because I thought 1 and 2 was amazing, but book 3 kind of fell flat. The plot did not really go anywhere. There were no plot twists. There was no major, ending to it or anything. Like, whatever we found out in book 2, it just continued from that. Like, there was nothing more to it. They kind of lost the plot, I feel, in the 3rd book because it mostly just dealt with spice. Like, the whole book was just a lot of spice with very less plot, which kind of was not it for me. I expected a lot more out of the 3rd book because the first 2 were just so good. So I didn't really enjoy the 3rd one. I still think this is a really good series to read because it's really fast paced, and if you're in a reading slump, this will pull you right out of it. But honestly, even though book 2 ends in a cliffhanger, I really think you should just stop there because, I don't know, book 3 doesn't really add any thing to it, The next book I read was The Promise of Forever by Morgan Elizabeth. I received this as an ARC, so thank you so much to Morgan Elizabeth and House of Hearts Lit for sending me the ARC of this book. It's already out now. It came out, I think, on Christmas Day or the day after that. This is book 2 in Holly Ridge series, which is a bunch of interconnected standalones. This follows Jesse and Hallie. Jesse is a single dad. I mean, I was already sold when I read that. And Hallie is his sister's best friend. Hallie has had a crush on Jesse since childhood. So Hallie has been practically adopted by Jesse's family since she was a kid. So she's always been around them, and Jesse's sister, Ren, is her best friend. So they have always been around each other since they were young, and Hallie's always had a crush on Jesse. So Jesse needs help taking care of his daughter, Emma, and Hallie steps in to help her. Hallie is also Sunshine. She's a social media manager, and he is the grump, so we have a little bit of that trope also. This book was just so freaking cute. I loved everything about this. I generally really love Morgan Elizabeth books, and this was no less. I really enjoyed the spice in this book. I enjoyed all the relationships. I loved how Jesse handled Hallie's fears and like was so patient with her no matter what. I loved seeing the relationship between Hallie and Jesse's daughter daughter Emma. That was just so cute. This book also deals with like absentee parent and the emotional turmoil that causes. So it is mentioned in the trigger warnings at the beginning of this book. So in case that is an issue for somebody, I would suggest don't read it. But otherwise, I felt like it was handled really well. Made me even tear up at so many moments, and like in the best way, not just in a heartbroken sad way, more of like a wholesome I really want to be there sort of way. It was just so cute. No, I really enjoyed this book, and I will be continuing on with the series. You can just read this alone, by the way. It is a standalone. They're all interconnected standalone, so you can read them on their own. And this is also set just after Christmas, so it was the perfect time to read it because the book is set like in January going into February. So that was really nice too. All in all, I really enjoyed. I had a great time with this book. Then I read People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry because the movie was coming out and I really wanted to read it before the movie, and I am so glad I did. This was my first 5-star read of 2026. This book was just everything to me. Like, I cannot even explain how much I loved it. I don't want to talk too much about it because I feel like by now everyone's already probably read it or watched the movie, but it was just so cute. To give you a small brief in case you don't know, it follows Alex and Poppy. It's a friends to lovers romance. They have been going on holiday together every year for like 2 weeks or so for many years, and that's the only time they meet. They don't meet the rest of the year. They live their lives separately, but they meet just to go on holiday every year for like a week or so, and obviously over time with every vacation that they go on, they end up, I think, falling a little bit more for each other. And now we see the present where something has happened and they haven't been in contact for a while, and they are trying to reconcile and get back to their friendship. Oh my god, this book, the banter in this book, I loved it. Everything, even the feelings, the yearning. Oh my god, no, I don't have words. Alex Nielsen has become one of my top contemporary book boyfriends. The yearning, the way he speaks about her, the way he I could not. I honestly really loved the movie also. I don't know, what did you guys think? Did you like the movie like more than the book? I really like the movie as an independent movie, but if I compare it to the book, I feel like obviously they couldn't capture the yearning and just the way they fell for each other like as clearly in the movie as compared to the book. But it's not really possible to do that from words on paper to a movie. Like, there's only so much you can convey, which is why I love books so much. But if you don't compare it, I think the movie was great. But the book, no. So I need the copy of it for my shelf for sure. I need to annotate it. I really enjoyed this book. I cannot explain to you how I still think about Alex and Poppy to date. If you haven't read this, I would say definitely do, because it's now one of my top Emily Henry books of all time because it was just that good. The next book I read was a thriller. That was Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. The main character is hired to apartment sit in like this really fancy building, which is very like secretive. Nobody really knows much about what goes on in there. They just know a bunch of really influential people live in that building, and she is now hired to apartment sit one of the apartments there for like 3 months. But when she starts living there, she starts uncovering some weird things that go on there, some weird things that have happened to previous apartment sitters, and that's how the story starts. I have now read most of Riley Sager books, so this one was highly recommended to me, and that's why I picked it up. To be completely honest, I did not really enjoy it as compared to some of his other books. Yeah, it was much better. Like, I gave this book 3 stars, but still, like, I feel the story was so gripping till the end. I did not like the plot twist. I had a feeling this was where it was gonna go, but then I was like, no, I don't think so. I don't think that's what's gonna happen, but that is what happened, and it was not it for me, and I was just like, yeah, okay. But I still gave it 3 stars because it kept me hooked till the end. But I think now I've read most of Riley Sager's books, and I still really love The Only One Left. That is still my personal favorite out of everything that he has done. But yeah, this one was just not the best for me, but still better than some of the others I've read. The next book I read was this book called Starlight and Shadows by Leila J. Nikhil. This was also sent to me as an ARC, so thank you so much to Leila for sending me the ARC. This is a slow burn romantasy. In this world, there are humans and then there are magical creatures. The magical creature like touched upon in this book is unicorn shifters, and unicorn shifters are seen as the enemy in the human kingdom. Like everybody hates them. They think they stand for destruction. They only want to like destroy the humans. Our FMC has grown up in the human world, but she has always lived a very sheltered life because from a young age she was told that she has an illness where if she bleeds she would not clot. So she would, if she gets any sort of injury, she would bleed to death. So she has lived a very sheltered life. So the king like has appointed guards to constantly follow her around, make sure that she doesn't get into any sort of like trouble or like injury or anything. So she hasn't been able to do much in life. What is this lighting? I feel like I'm a ghost, like you can't see me at all. This is horrible. Okay, I need to fix this. Okay, honestly I don't know if it's too dark now, but I guess we just have to deal with it and move on. I don't have too many left, so let's like finish this quickly. So what was I saying? Starlight and shadows. Yeah, so one day she decides that she wants to explore the world a little bit more than the palace grounds that she's always grown up in. So she escapes and she goes into the town center or something, and then she chance encounters, meets a few people, and that's how like the story really starts. And she obviously discovers that there's more to her than her human nature. I really enjoyed the plot of this book. It kept me very interested. Like I wanted to know what was going on. Few complaints were that I did not really like that we didn't get enough lore. I felt like there were some things that were missing. Like I would like to have known about it more, but I don't know if that'll be solved in like the next book because I think this is set to be like a duology. The male main character Damien, I really liked him. It is a little bit of a he fell first, so you can already see how he's like so protective of her, and the way he talks to her is just so beautiful. I ended up giving this book 3.75 stars, but it was a very different and unique read, and seeing unicorn shifters was actually pretty cool. I did get like images of Xavier from Zodiac Academy in my head, but other than that I think it was really fun. Then I read The Tenant by Frida McFadden. This was the first audiobook I have completed like from start to finish. I did not eyeball read this book at all. I completely listened to it, which was really interesting for me, and I found out like I don't really hate audiobooks as much. I don't want to do a lot of them, but I don't mind doing some of them here and there. This basically follows a couple who has a very nice brownstone house, and just to keep up with the mortgage and stuff they need to take in a tenant, and then it kind of like goes from there. In perfect Frida McFadden style, this book is a page turner. You won't be able to stop reading. Like it's so fast paced and so many things keep happening. I give this book a 3.5 stars only because I saw the plot twist way before it happened. Like I knew it. It was just so predictable for me, but it still was an interesting read, and I don't like regret reading it. It was super fast paced and I enjoyed it. Like all Frida McFadden books, I kind of like enjoy most of her books, even if some of them are I feel are predictable, because they just are so quick and so fast paced. Like you will be so intrigued from the beginning, and before you know it the book is kind of over. Then I read A Dance of Lies by Brittany Arena. This is also a romantasy, and from here on out you will never hear me shut up about this book. This was another 5-star read for me this month, and I will be screaming about this book forever. I think this is going to be in my top 10 if not my top 5 for this year for sure. I don't think people talk enough about this book. It is so good. It should be more like popular than it is. This follows Vasali, who is a dancer at this king's court. Not only a dancer, she is also like his most prized possession, and then one day without any rhyme or reason he frames her for a crime and throws her into a dungeon. She barely survives in the dungeons, and 2 years later he calls her and he tells her that he will release her and give her her freedom back if she becomes a spy for him at the upcoming gathering where all the kings meet. So that's how the story starts. So she goes to this gathering and then she finds her way there and she like starts spying for him and doing things for him there. The plot is just so intriguing, and the whole dance element to it was also so nice. I felt like I was watching a movie the whole time I was reading this book. It was just so good. Even the love interest, like I did not know who the love interest was till about 60% in, so I'm not going to tell you much about the MMC. I just need you to know that he was amazing. The banter, just I cannot. It was just so good. There is like not much spice in this book, but the tension is just so good. I loved the MMC so much. His dialogues, oh my god, I cannot. This book was amazing. The cliffhanger in this book, I did not see it coming at all. This is also said to be a duology, and the second book is coming out in August of this year, so I think the wait is not going to be that long. But I think everybody needs to read this book. It is just so good. Even though it's a romantasy, it's plot first, so it's very plot focused. I love the plot in this one. I'm so excited to see where it goes next because I did not expect the way it went at all. But it was just so good. Like, I could not stop reading it. The writing is beautiful. Everything about this book is amazing. I think everyone should read it. If you like fantasy, I think you definitely should give this a go. And the last book I read was The Mating Game by Lana Ferguson. I give this one 3.5 stars. I think if you liked Mate by Ali Hazelwood, you should definitely give this a go. It kind of follows the same concept. It is like a mating situation between two wolf shifters. Tess has like a renovation company of sorts, and she is hired by Hunter to renovate and like redesign and revamp almost his like lodge in the middle of nowhere. So she goes there and with her brothers and stuff, and then they're all staying there, so it's like forced proximity. And she also finds out things about herself. He is a wolf shifter. That's how like the story goes. It's really fun. He is grumpy, she is sunshine, so we have a little bit of that too. And he kind of like teaches her stuff, and it's a really good time. Also a really great palate cleanser in between like really heavy books, I would say. I think she has like one more wolf shifter romance book. I think they're like interconnected standalones. I haven't read the other one. I think it's called The Fake Mate. Like, those characters kind of show up in this book for just one scene, so you can read them completely separately, but now I am curious and I want to read The Fake Mate. This does not have like an underlying plot like how Mate has one. This is just more of a really fun time. I had a great time while reading this. It was silly, it was fun, it was hella spicy. Like, don't be fooled by the cover. This book is spicy, and it was some really good spice also. I think you should read it. I mean, you will not regret it. Get what I did there? I don't know. If you know, you know. But yeah, I'm so excited to do that joke. That was all the books I read in January. I think we had a great month because we got 2 5-star reads, and I mean 2 5-star reads that I think are almost like god tier for me. But what did you read in January? Was there anything you liked? Any 5-star reads for you? Do let me know in the comments below. And as always, please do follow me on my Instagram and my TikTok for daily book content. And if you don't already, please don't forget to subscribe here. That really helps. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye.